Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show. No filter. And we're going to do it like this. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show, no filter, are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Happy hump day to everybody out there. Wednesday. Sometimes I got to check my phone to make sure it's the right day. I don't know what day it is until I start this show and I look at my phone. It is Wednesday. We got some crazy show for you today. Got an interesting update on a case that we were talking about, or a story we talked about yesterday, regarding young Scooter. And of course, Diddy. This might be the craziest Diddy. This might be the craziest Diddy story that's came. And I don't know. I'm gonna get into it with you all and see what y'all think about it. Hope everybody enjoyed their Tuesday, and I look forward to enjoying their Wednesday. But before we get into all of that, I got something a little sad. I don't know if it's just me. Do anybody else out there got a high school or a school district or neighborhood that you grew up in, meant a lot to you, and as you get older, you see it, how it's declining and it's not what it used to be. And I'm going through that right now. A lot of people know I've went to talk about it a lot. Shaker Heights School District, Shaker Heights High School. It's a famous district, famous high school, one of the best school districts in the country when I grew up. I don't know where they rank at now, but it was a beautiful place, great neighborhood, but it put out a lot of talent and a lot of good human beings in this world. Shaker is a special place. And we just had a tragedy. An 18-year-old was just gunned down in a shootout inside of Shaker Heights Library. Now, I don't know where you're from, but just picture wherever city you at, picture the suburb or wherever the best schools are, good neighborhood, wherever that is, and diversity, that's Shaker. Like I said, it's black, white, Chinese, all type of different religions, Muslim, Jewish, Christian. And another thing to add to the diversity of Shaker is we got $1 million mansions, and then you got $1 million mansion neighborhood. Then you walk a few blocks down, and you got houses where families are struggling to make rent. And it actually works out it benefits us students because we didn't judge each other. So we grew up, you were around all type of different people. You were around, rich people, poor people, black people, white people, everything. And we all got along, but it was a nice melting pot and made everybody better. And to see what's going on now and people getting killed in the library. Not only is this a nice community, nice school system, nice suburban area, but you're not even safe in the library. Shaker is a special place, and watching it fall off and fall down is sad. Shaker, the library where the young man, he was 18 years old, where he was killed. I actually ran away from home in 10th grade, and I went to that library. I was always at that library, but I remember this particular time I ran away from home. I was a young rebel. I only did it one time, and my mom made me mad. I don't even remember exactly what happened, but I walked 50 miles 50 miles. I didn't even dress right, had no jacket, but it was okay on my walk to the library. I get to the library and I got friends up there. I'm hanging out. Everything's cool. You know, when you run away from home, it's like the very beginning of the runaway. It's kind of cool. It's like cool because it's early. You ain't hungry yet. You ain't realized how fucked up running away is when you were 10th grade. Where you gonna go? So I'm at the library hanging out. And I remember one of the older students was up there and said, Harold, what you doing up there? I said, I was kind of close to him and I told him I ran away and this and that. And he heard me out. Then he's like, well, where you gonna go? And I thought about it. I said, yeah, where the fuck am I gonna go? And so as the night went on, all my friends start leaving and going home. And I'm still up at the library figuring out what I'm gonna do. And they finally had to kick me out. And it was the walk home that made me never, ever, ever, never, ever, never, never run away again. Because the walk to the library, you know, when you're mad and you stomping, I didn't even notice it. But after I calmed down and hours went past, and then it was like, okay, you ain't got nowhere to go, Flo. So it's time to take little Flo home. Y'all, that was the coldest, longest walk of shame in history. I still remember to this day, I was freezing. My bones was aching. My feet was hurting. I mean, it was a long walk. But the point is, in my worst times, I could go to the Shaker Library and I was safe. So I figured out what the hell was going on. And to wake up this morning and to see that last night, to see that it was a full shootout and to hear it. I actually had a friend who was actually got a video. They were posting. They had just got home, came home to Cleveland to see their daughter and spend time. They were videoing his daughter on the computer and he's videoing her. And literally he's like, I'm back to Cleveland, spending time with my daughter, coming to the library, da-da-da-da-da. And at the end of the video, you hear, boo, 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 like 7-8 shots. And then the video cuts off. He said they went into the bathroom. It was him, his daughter. He said he dove on her to cover up and then picked her up or whatever and went into the bathroom. And it was like 8 people locking themselves in the bathroom trying to find safety. And I'm like, not fucking Shaker. Shaker made me what I am. I wouldn't be right here talking to y'all if it wasn't for Shaker. Shaker exposed us and me to just a diverse community. They pushed excellence. Like, I don't care who you were, your ass had to do your work in Shaker. They were on your ass. They wasn't just passing you through. Your ass would be in that same grade if you didn't excel. I mean, Shaker, and when you're a kid, you don't appreciate, little things like that. But my parents, to be such young parents, my mom was 18 when she had me. My dad was 20, 21. And the fact that they were that young and knew how important it was for me to go to a good school system like that and did everything they could to keep me in that system. I mean, it was either halfway through my Shaker time. When my parents got divorced, I moved out of Shaker and I moved to the hood. We moved to the hood. And even still, we used my uncle's address to keep me in Shaker. And I stayed in Shaker my whole career. And it really means a lot to me. My people at Shaker mean a lot to me. The community means a lot to me. And so to see, y'all don't know how fucked up it is to wake up and see how it's just going down the tubes. And I remember all the old people used to say how stuff was going down. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. You just old as dirt. And now I'm that old as dirt, man, complaining and sad because of my school has gone down the fucking tube. My system the whole world is crazy right now. I think about my son. He'll be 18 May 23rd. I'm thinking about the family who lost their 18-year-old son at the library. You don't imagine losing your son or your child to gun violence at the Shaker Heights Public Library. And give you an idea of Shaker. If you ever, I don't know if you ever heard of the series Little Fires, but it's an actual, it's on Hulu. It's a series about Shaker and growing up. I mean, like I said, Shaker is a special place. It's pretty popular. If you don't know about it, look it up. But some of the people that graduated or came from Shaker Heights High School, or you might know, is Paul Newman, Molly Shannon. You know, Paul Newman is the legendary actor director. Molly Shannon, the comedian from Saturday Night Live. Kid Cudi went to Shaker High School. Machine Gun Kelly went to Shaker. Halle Berry went to Shaker. Wes Craven went to Shaker. Eddie Levert from the OJs went to Shaker. Gerald Levert went to Shaker from the group Levert. And many more. Like Shaker is, like I said, when we kids, we don't appreciate shit. But now that I'm grown and an adult and realize that my mom was 23, 24 when I was starting school, she had me at 18. And I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have this community that we've built with this podcast. This community reminds me of the older version of Shaker that I used to know. Bunch of different people from all walks of life. We all stick together and we ride for each other. And that's how Shaker was. I mean, I didn't look back. I didn't realize that a lot of my friends were like damn near millionaires. And I was, I would say we were poor, but we were close, and to look back and we never was judged. I was never judged. It didn't matter what color you were. It just was a different world. And as you can see, as some of the names I named that came out of Shaker, just a special place. So just wanted to let y'all know, send some prayers that way. My old school, and I don't know, I'm sure it's people going through the same thing where you look back at your old school and, with these times now, it's like, shit, what do you do? If your child is not safe in the Shaker Heights Library, where are they safe? And so I just wanted to make that known. It mean a lot to me. I want to start the show to let y'all know what's going on. And we all have kids. I think about y'all kids. I don't just think about my son. I think we all have kids, and it's just sad, man. So prayers up. And if you're going through a similar situation, your old school or your old stomping grounds is going to shit, you're not alone. What was that song, Michael Jackson? You are not alone, but you're not. So let's get into this Diddy mess. I just had to shout out my old school, Shaker, and let y'all know it's a special place. And check out the series Little Fires. If you ever have a chance, it's on Hulu. It's filming. It's actually talking about stuff, the time of era that I went to Shaker. So if you watch the series Little Fires, you will understand me to the T, because you'll see exactly where I came from. Like I said, it was a special school. I mean, not too many schools where it's in the top 5 percentile of districts, and you got many mansions around the school. But if you go blocks down, it's like Section 8 and public housing and food stamps, but all in one school system. I love it. I appreciate it. And like, the last thing I'm gonna say is my best friend of 40 years or whatever, 4 decades. He came out of Shaker, so we've been best friends since 4 years old. So special. Shaker means a lot to me. I don't know about your schools, but Shaker means a lot to me. Shout out to anybody going through a similar situation. It'll be okay. Prayers to the family that lost their 18-year-old son. I'm with you. If you need anything, or if you need any awareness brought, please reach out to me. Shaker is my love. So let's get into this Diddy mess, y'all. This may be the craziest sounding Diddy lawsuit yet. People on my breakfast crew in the chat, Apple and Spotify, reach out to me on the fan mail. Y'all gonna have, this is one of those ones I want y'all to reach out to me and tell me what y'all think about this one. Do y'all believe it? If you do, why do you believe it? If you don't, why don't you believe it? Because this one is crazy. Straight from TMZ. I had to break out the iPad for this one because this it got crazy pictures and everything. So anyway, TMZ breaking news just came in last night. New Diddy accuser. And this Diddy accuser says Beyonce, LeBron, and others saw him at the freak off. Now, I just want to warn you, I'm going to tell you how crazy this story is. The guy was dressed up as a penis. I don't know, have you ever been a penis for Halloween? Has anybody ever dressed up as a penis for Halloween or anything like that? I don't think so. But this guy was dressed up as a penis, and it wasn't Halloween. Let that sink in. We're going to get into this story. This is a crazy one. So, a new Diddy accuser claims he was sexually assaulted, raped, and humiliated at a freak-off party in Miami. And he says Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James, and Gloria Estefan saw him in rough shape. Now, my dad and them used to love Gloria Estefan. Was she fine back in the day, y'all? Because I just seeing that name brings memory of all my uncles and dads. Like, that Gloria Estefan. Anyway, Diddy is being sued for human trafficking by a Florida man named Joseph Manzaro, who claims Diddy humiliated him at an April 2015 birthday party for King Combs by strapping a penis to his face and parading him around. See that? Why would you? This is crazy. I'm gonna just continue. I'm gonna save my commentary for the end because we won't even get through this article if I stop every time I hear something crazy. So, in the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, Manzaro claims he was drugged and transported to Star Island in Miami for the big party in April 2015. He says he was first dragged into the back entrance of Emilio and Gloria Estefan's mansion, where a panicked Gloria saw his drug-induced stupor and demanded someone call an ambulance. I'm gonna hold my thoughts. Manzaro claims Emilio quickly silenced Gloria and ushered her away into the crowd. And then he says he saw LeBron walking through a hallway in a bath towel. He says LeBron looked at him and said, "Y'all better do something about that." I know y'all got some crazy visuals going on in y'all head right now because I know I do. In the docs, Manzaro claims an ex-porn star, Adria English, then led him through a secret tunnel to Diddy's mansion. This is where he said he regained partial consciousness in a large party area where he noticed Beyonce and Jay-Z. Manzaro claims when Beyonce saw him, she asked, "What's this? What's this all about? Why is this half-naked white man with a cock mask standing here in front of me?" He says one of Diddy goons told Beyonce, and I quote, "Diddy wants him to see what we do to snitches. This is part of his punishment." Diddy's accuser claims he was then forcibly paraded through multiple rooms filled with people who jeered and taunted him. And he says Diddy ordered him to be degraded, calling out, and I quote, "He's going to find out what we do to snitches tonight. Get him undressed." Manzaro says he was stripped and then dressed in a small thong bikini bottom and a black leather mask with rubber forcibly inserted and zipped, and then they closed it over his head. He says a locking sex device was affixed was affixed to the mask protruding from his mouth. What is going on? With Diddy and Adria allegedly subjecting him to degrading and non-consensual acts. He says later in the night he came across a celebrity jeweler, Jacob Arabo. Y'all remember him, Jacob the jeweler, who says he was visibly disturbed by his attire. He claims Jacob asked, "What's this? What's going on with this guy? Why is he standing here staring at me with the penis strapped to his face?" What world are we living in today, y'all? Today is what? Wednesday is hump day. This is a hell of a hump day Diddy story. Let's continue. Manzaro claims Emilio again intervened and told Diddy's goons to get him out of Jacob's sight. And then Gloria again pleaded for an ambulance, with Emilio silencing her and shoving her away into a crowd. Now, it is true, Diddy threw a 17th birthday party for his son back in April 2015. And while Manzaro is referring to it as a freak-off, the alleged event he describes does not match what prosecutors have said in the federal indictment. They allege the freak-offs involved Diddy, a male sex worker, and another woman. By the way, this is courtesy of TMZ. They say they found one hole in Manzaro's story. With a Google search, it says that Jay-Z was in New York City on April 1st. That's the date of King's 17th birthday. Jay-Z was supposedly in New York City for a Tidal streaming service engagement. He had recently bought that platform. Sean Combs' legal team tells TMZ this complaint demonstrates the depraved lengths plaintiffs will travel to garner headlines in pursuit of a payday. No sane person reading this complaint could credit this story. Mr. Combs looks forward to having his day in court where these lies and the perverse motives of those who told them will be revealed. That story, that's a crazy ass story, y'all. That's a crazy story. So I broke that story when TMZ broke it. I actually broke it on Facebook. That post that I did on Facebook is probably at about 200,000 views already since last night. And I'm gonna get into kind of what people are saying about him. Some of the things people are saying is, if he was so drugged up, how does he remember everything? How does he remember so many details? That's one thing people were saying. Another thing people said about this story is then you got the people who are saying like this is just nasty Hollywood behavior. And I'm gonna be totally honest. Like I said, I don't sugarcoat, I don't pander. I just say what I feel when I read it. To me, if I was like the stuff that he said, LeBron said, or Beyonce said, or what Gloria said, if I'm guessing, it feels like he might have actually been there. I just don't know, because for lack of details as far as how he was drugged or like any of that, I don't really see, I don't know what I can say about that part of it, because it doesn't really describe, how he was drugged, was his drink spot. It don't really go into that. So I don't know. This one kind of has me like 50-50 as far as the story. Some of that, even LeBron, I'm from Cleveland, so I'm as far as sports and everything, I'm a LeBron fan. I know all them, but I speak the truth on whatever. And the funny thing is, that's exactly what LeBron would say. I'm gonna go back to it, and I mean, not just LeBron, but from Ohio, that's just kind of how we talk. So even though I'm kind of 50-50 on his story, I mean, he definitely, it sounds like he was there because I'm gonna go back to the LeBron part. He said LeBron said, walked past and said, y'all better do something about that. Like that's kind of like a Cleveland, Ohio type of reaction. So it kind of tripped me out when he said that LeBron said it, because I said, shit, that sounds like exactly like some shit LeBron would say. So I don't know, y'all. This is a tough one. If he was assaulted in the way he's saying, I hope he gets justice, of course. Just having a little problem with that story. And then I'm wondering, it doesn't say, was he paid to put the penis on his face and dress up like him? Like it's not enough details. I guess that's another reason with this. The details it's a lot of details in it that don't mean shit. Like, were you hired? Did Diddy? And then they were saying they were showing them what happens to snitches. And so I'm like, what is the dynamic here? Are you paid talent where it's like, hey, I'm having this freak off party. I need somebody who is willing to dress up like a penis? Or was he forced to do it? Like, it don't really say. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one, and see if we get any more details, because the way the story is laid out, I mean, I don't really. I'm missing. I don't know. I'm missing some stuff in that story. But it's definitely crazy. Definitely, I definitely know Diddy will like make fun of, like, make fun of people or go all out to prove a point. Maybe this guy said something and disrespected Diddy, and Diddy said, you know what, I'm gonna put a penis on his face and parade him around the party and show him how I treat people who disrespect me. I don't know. I can't deny or doubt that Diddy would do some shit like that. We know he's done it in the past. So I'm not going to say that this ain't true. I'm just saying that I need more detail as far as what really happened, because I'm having problems even grasping kind of where it all started, or where he came from, or what was he to Diddy. So I don't know, y'all. Like I said, it's getting to the point where I'm gonna say it again. I'm really kind of ready for the trial to get started, because I'm ready to get some justice for the victims, whoever they are, and get some accountability and some clarity of what's going on. I want to see what's going on with the celebrities. Justin Bieber, I want Ellen. What, they are quiet still. We've been talking about, they've been so quiet. You could hear a cat piss on cotton. The celebrity world has been so quiet. So I'm ready for the trial to start, because I'm ready to see what's really going on, like my mama used to say. So as far as that story, y'all, I don't really have, it's just a crazy ass Diddy story, a lawsuit that's developing. I'm sure more should come out of it, because as of right now, they're missing a lot of details that will help me understand what's going on. If this story is true, this is foul. To dress up a man and parade him around and drug him and all of that is disgusting. And it's almost one of those stories where you don't even want it to be true. But with the mess these celebrities been getting into and the stuff that has been coming out, I'm not going to doubt shit until I have concrete evidence to doubt shit. But y'all know I don't come up here and just say shit for clicks and views. I can't call this one. I'm just going to kind of see if more details come out and play this one by ear. It just got me all confused. I don't know what y'all think about that one. But I don't know, dressing up like a penis and walking around. I don't even know. See, my thing is this. I'm trying to figure out why would you be dressed up like a penis anyway? What were you to Diddy? Were you one of his workers? Did you just meet him out of the club? Did they get into it? Did Diddy say, I want to hire you as being my, every freak off party, I want a guy dressed up as a penis, and that could be you. Like, what, where, and how? We used to be in school. They used to be like, remember they said all the W's, who, what, when, where, and why, whatever. It's missing a lot of that in this story, y'all. So I'll keep you posted. If anything comes out of the penis comes out of the story, I'll definitely bring it to y'all. But as of right now, y'all know Flo. I can't fake shit. I have to give y'all what's really on my mind. I never fake it, and I'm not gonna fake it. I can't call this one. All I can say is I don't doubt shit with these crazy ass, weird ass celebrities, but it's missing a lot for me. For me to stand 10 toes and cuss motherfuckers out, I need a little more than that. I need a little more like meat to the story. No Diddy. So that's the crazy one right there. And also, speaking of crazy, y'all know I'll be having I'll be right on point with these stories. And didn't I tell y'all yesterday that chick was lying? And y'all know this is a platform where we believe victims first and foremost. We believe victims, and then we start from there. Now, if they find out that they lying, then we call them out for lying, and it's not an easy thing to do because, I don't ever want to think nobody lying if they saying crazy stuff going on because, you could be wrong. But I just have strong discernment, and I really have a good knack for knowing when a motherfucker is lying. And when I told y'all that story about Young Scooter, the big time rapper in Atlanta, if you don't know Young Scooter, he was with Future. I know you know Future, and I know you know Young Thug. He's right in that same category. They all love him. Matter of fact, Thug and Future spoke on this story yesterday. But when I told you that 911 call sound fake and we broke it down, well, I swear to God, because y'all know Atlanta, my stomping ground, so they watch me like a hawk. I swear to God, they be watching my stuff. Because damn it, if she wasn't arrested yesterday for lying and causing harm. And we're going to get into that. So here at the Flow Show No Filter, one thing about us, we always ahead of the news. I called her out for lying before anybody, and I took a chance because people get a little, they side eye you sometimes when you call people out for lying, especially a woman who's saying sex trafficking and all this type of stuff going on. You have to make sure you know what you're talking about when you call a woman out for lying, because there's a lot of crazy mess going on right now, and you don't want to be the one to call her out for lying and she was telling the truth. So, but I just had that strong feeling like she sound fake. She was putting too many different, it was like every trigger word that we talk about online all happened at one time in front of her. Sex trafficking, underage, shootout, domestic violence, bloody guns. Like there was literally, she said it was drugs, and it was literally every illegal thing you could think of in her story all happened while she was there. Like it was bullshit. So I was right. And we're going to get into that. And like I told y'all, that's why even if you don't know a story, if I bring it to this platform, go research it so you don't be the last one to know what the hell going on. Because I've been like that since the beginning of this. I cover news. My takes are always before everybody. Because I'm not scared to say what the hell I mean. Whether I could be wrong. I'm human. Anybody could be wrong. I'm not scared to be wrong, though. And so even with me coming on this platform and apologizing to the police, Atlanta Police Department, for cussing them out for unaliving young Scooter is what we thought. Remember, I apologized yesterday, but now it's coming out that Future, the rapper, had a separate private autopsy done by a private medical examiner. Check this out. Not only was the young lady arrested for lying on that 911 call and swatting young Scooter, which led to his death, but Future paid for a private examiner. Now we got the police department's examiner says he cut his leg and bled out. But the private examiner that was paid for by Future and somebody else in Atlanta is saying that it shows that he was shot. I hope everybody listening to this knows the gravity of what's going on right now. Don't be the last to know. This is actually one of the biggest cases going on right now because you literally have someone dead from a fake call and a police department who originally said it was reported on the news that a young man was shot by the police. They were talking about Scooter. But at that time, they didn't know he was a famous rapper, much like a lot of y'all probably don't know who Young Scooter is. But the culture, we know who Young Scooter is. He's huge and beloved. And so they didn't know who Young Scooter was because he's not Drake. So they don't know, most people only know the biggest names. But so they didn't have a problem reporting that a man got shot, I believe. It was immediately once they found out, oh, this guy is Young Scooter. See, they did the same thing about a bunch of y'all did. Y'all like Young Scooter. Y'all don't know. This is just because you don't mean millions of other people don't know who this person is. So once they found out it was Young Scooter, to me, it seems like they went into Atlanta Police Department, went into, you know what? We got to say he broke his leg and jumping a fence. We got to say something like that because Atlanta will burn this city down if they know that we shot and killed Young Scooter. So let's go into this article talking about what happened. The young lady who was arrested. Check this out. Told y'all. I be knowing what I'm talking about. I told y'all yesterday she was lying. Told y'all yesterday was lying. And some people was like, she was on something saying this. I said, all right, I'm gonna just wait. I'm tired of having to wait for people. My greatest gift God gave me is knowing when motherfuckers lying. And I'm not exaggerating. And it's really an annoying ass gift because it keeps me from being cool or doing a lot of stuff other people do because I spot a lie before you even get the full lie out. I could read body language. I could tell you. I mean, it's weird. And I like it because it helps me do this job. But in real life, it's annoying because sometimes I want to be naive, but I can't. It's like I know immediately when somebody lying and I do it so much, I don't even call people out. I just let them lie. But anyway, I told you I got that from my mama. She used to always know when I was lying. I ain't know how till I got older. Now I know how. Anyway, goes into this arc. So like I told y'all, when I bring a story, just listen. I know a lot of y'all are like, I don't know who Young Scooter is. This is turning into one of the biggest cases out right now. besides Diddy and all the ones y'all know. But this one, now we're at another spot where now we got the police department saying their medical examiner saying he broke his leg and bled out. And then you have the private medical examiner that was paid for by the rappers who feel like this was foul. And this medical examiner says he examined the body and he was shot. So where do we go from here? That's what we about to find out. But check this out. Young scooter death. Suspected 911 caller arrested by Atlanta police. This is from Fox 5 Atlanta. A day after the 911 calls were released, and a day after we sat here on the Flow Show No Filter and broke down that whole, I don't even like doing clips, audio clips that take that long, but I wanted y'all to hear the whole 911 clip. I think that clip was like 6 minutes, but I wanted y'all to hear that whole 911 clip because I knew I was on to something, and I wanted y'all to be on to it with me. And so the arrest came a day after the 911 call release. Demetria Spence, 31, was arrested and charged with transmitting a false public alarm. Now, what was the backstory? Kenneth Edward Rashad Bailey, known professionally as Young Scooter, was killed on March 28th, which was his birthday, when he reportedly ran from police who were responding to a report of a violent attack on a woman. Officers were called to the 200 block of William Drive in Southeast Atlanta following a 911 call reporting gunfire and a woman being dragged into a home. This shit was all lies, y'all. When officers knocked on the door of the residence, a man opened it briefly before quickly shutting it. Now, mind you, this is Young Scooter's birthday. A lot of men carry protection in Atlanta because it's dangerous. But a lot of times you shouldn't be around those guns and this and that. So people say, why did he run? If I was to guess, he ran because there was guns in the house, not guns to go out and kill people, but more guns to protect for protection. But when the police come to your door and you're not expecting them to come, you don't want to be, if you're Young Scooter, I'm sure he didn't want to spend the weekend because it was a Friday. He didn't want to spend the weekend in jail on his birthday. So he figured, in Atlanta, the way the culture is, especially if you ain't did nothing wrong, he go out the back door, hop a couple fences, police gonna let him, they ain't gonna track him and follow him and hunt him and kill him. But who knows what happened. So police then surrounded the home and the two people attempted to flee the scene. But the one returned to the house while the other, which was Young Scooter, jumped 2 fences before being found injured nearby. Scooter was then taken to Grady Memorial Hospital where he later died. Authorities confirmed this. Now, what they're saying about the 911 call. Recordings of the call obtained by Fox 5 described a woman bleeding, a child present, and shots fired. She said he's bleeding her bloody. He's dragging her back in the house. The caller said the woman described herself as part of Neighborhood Watch. Just lies. And I called that shit out yesterday. I knew it over the weekend, but when I heard the 911 call, that's all I needed. I already over the weekend when it happened, I was saying to myself, this sound like a fake call. This sound like somebody just was saying anything because it just didn't it was too much going on. But without hearing the call, I couldn't say that. So I just kept it to myself. But once that call came out and I was able to hear, I said, this motherfucker lying. And I wasn't happy about saying that, but I could hear it in the voice. The story it was too much going on. Ain't no way. It was no way it was the truth, which is why I came right on here, even though it ain't popular to call people lying, especially, when she's throwing around all those trigger words. But I told y'all, And y'all gonna always know when y'all come and press play on this podcast, you gonna know I'm giving y'all the honest to God truth as far as my truth and what I believe. I didn't know if I said that yesterday, if I was gonna get killed by people saying, "Oh no, why is she lying? She ain't lying." Woman, I didn't know, but at the same time, what's most important to me is always telling y'all my exact truth of what I feel, so y'all always know I'm being genuine. So if I'm about to say some shit and I'm like, this might not go over well, it don't matter to me, because my priority is telling y'all what the hell I really think, not pandering or scared to say some shit because of backlash. I don't give a fuck. And that's why I think people rock with me. And I really thought I was going to get some backlash behind calling her out for lying. But here we are a day later and they done arrested her ass. Anyway, she described herself as neighborhood watch. She claimed that the house had several armed men inside and was involved in potential drug activity and possible sex trafficking. She said there was literally a shooting. Literally the neighbors next door. And the first thing I said is, when all this going on, I'm going to tell you how I broke it down and why and how I break down people and know they lying. I said, all of this going on, and you the lone desperado, only last of the Mohican, the only person to call and report? We talking about shots, bloody women running out, fighting, naked, 7 gunmen, all of this going on. But we only got one call from this neighborhood watch, fake neighborhood watch person. I had so many clues, but that was one clue. Because I visualized it. And I want you to visualize it. You got a woman running out, supposed to be bloody, being beat by a guy. You got 7 guys she confirmed got guns. She's saying shots went off. You think they doing all of this? Now, Criminals is stupid, y'all, right? We all seen that show, World's Dumbest Criminals and all that. But they ain't this damn stupid. So you think they got drugs going on, sex trafficking, all of this going on, and somehow a woman escapes that's bloody. Then they grab her, beat her some more, and drag her in the house after shots went off. And then they just gonna stay there. Then they just gonna stay there and wait for the police to come. Come on, man. Like I knew immediately this didn't sound believable at all. Let's continue. She says there's literally a whole domestic dispute going on. There's like 7 guys in the house. The woman described a chaotic and dangerous situation, alleging that the men were armed and possibly selling drugs from the home. She said a woman described as a light-skinned female with black hair, approximately 5'3", had been physically assaulted and forced back into the house. She ran outside naked. Y'all hear this story? She ran outside naked, and then he was fighting her outside. And the caller said she tried to get away. He dragged her back in the house. She's being held hostage. The caller added that the victim was bleeding profusely, particularly from her head. They found no blood. Let me just tell y'all that. From the head, and that a child may have been present during the incident. Now she brought in a child. I'm telling you, she used every trigger she could, and that is what exposed her. When you're dealing with somebody like me. See, I tell people all the time, when you came to my mama, your ass better have that story ironclad. Or my mom would pick that story apart so fast, you'd be grounded before you even knew you was grounded. But being raised like that made me be able to pick out holes in other people's story immediately. And so when you look at this, I'm saying, damn, there's a lot going on for nobody else to be reporting. And if blood profusely, then it should have been all kind of blood when the police pulled up. Or did they clean up all the blood too? Did they do that too? In time for, before the police could come there? Then she says, oh, and then I heard 3 shots. The woman reporting the incident was not at the scene. So she says they're definitely doing illegal stuff. So what happened? They end up booking this lady in Fulton County Jail after searching for her. Her arrest was announced just a few hours after Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office released the preliminary cause of death. So what's next for this Demetria Spence, the person who told all these lies, and now a young man with a budding career is gone. He had children. He had his son. I want to read some of the stuff his son said, but it's hard for me to even read it because it's sad. See, a man lost his life behind this on his birthday. And when I saw a man lose his life behind this on his birthday, and I saw his son and different family members speaking out in their heartbreak, that's the type of shit that make me come on this platform yesterday and take a risk and call out a motherfucker for lying. And I could have been wrong. But I'm not, because I'm good. So I'm going to come on here and say what everybody else is afraid to say because they worried about what their followers going to say or what they listen. Listen, my listeners come here for the truth. They don't come here for nothing in particular. So I know whether some people get pissed off or not, I know this show and my community going to be in great shape as long as I come here and tell y'all my honest to God truth. Can't be mad at me for that. And that's what I did yesterday. I came on here and told you that she was lying. I didn't know that 24 hours later she would be arrested for it. So I'm happy to be vindicated so quick, but I don't give a damn about being vindicated anyway. I can sleep good at night knowing I came on here and told y'all my honest feelings and didn't come on here pandering, trying to make sure everybody like what I say. Like, I'm not going to ever do that. But this is sad. And she needs to rot. Now, during my research, the punishment for this is up to 5 years. But people are saying whatever they are charging her with, besides the swatting shit, she could be looking at up to 10 years for this. I wouldn't be mad if they gave her life. Playing around with people, man, this is he's no longer breathing. His son will never get a chance to speak to his father again because a woman or somebody upset because they weren't invited to a party. Or whatever the fucking reason was. I don't even know what the reason was. I know there's no reason to do no shit like this. This could happen to anybody, which is why I don't trust anybody, which is why I stay off the fucking radar. I don't really want I'm not gonna say I don't want no new friends, but I really have to evaluate people before I even bring you in my mix because of shit like this. And the reason why I say that is a lot of people don't know that this chick was supposedly mad at Scooter's friend. So it ain't even had nothing to do with young Scooter. He just lost his life behind the shit. And as this story gets bigger, like I said, ain't nothing bigger than the police department, because we always wonder, are they lying or what? But for a medical examiner done by the police department's medical examiner says he bled out and he jumped the fence and broke his leg on the fence or whatever. But they didn't know that the rappers paid for their own private one. And this private one is saying he was shot. That is where we left off yesterday. So I guarantee you there will be more fireworks today. I will be covering it. Y'all see I've been back posting all my updates on Instagram, Facebook, and I even got the Flow Show No Filter on TikTok. Check me out. But all I can say is a lot of people, when I brought that Young Scooter story yesterday, was a lot of people like, I don't know who Young Scooter, who is that? Like I told y'all, when I bring a story to the platform, just know it's the story. I'm always ahead of the curve. This is my claim to fame, even in this space. I'm a leader in this space. 9 times out of 10, a take or a story you see me talking about, I'm the first one bringing it. Because I look at shit, I evaluate it, and I hop on the mic and I just say what I see. And I'm unbothered and don't care what nobody else think. I don't even watch their other podcasts or YouTubes because I don't want to even say none of the shit they saying. I want this to be the original take when I say it. I don't want to take nobody else take. And on this one, this another one where, hey, I deserve. Hey, look, when you take the risk and risk people being on your ass, because I could have been wrong. When you take that risk and then you proven right, you deserve to get your flowers. Because it's a thankless job, I'm telling y'all. But so I'm glad to see that she was arrested. That's not going to bring Young Scooter back. That's not going to bring that young man's father back. But it will make people feel a little better that she's being held accountable for just foul. And I'm going to tell you, this could happen to any of us. That is why I was really pissed off about it. I could be sitting right here and somebody could call the police, say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm doing all type of this. I got guns, this and that. They can just say that. Next thing I know, I got police at my door, guns drawn, with them shield things they be having and all that. And now what? It's so tense that any wrong move, somebody can lose their life in that situation, that's why it's nothing to play with. I'm sure y'all have sons out there. Your son could just be at the house not doing anything to anybody. And if a woman is mad at his friend or mad at him or mad at this person or that person and lies and says the police got all type of shit going on at this house and the police show up like that, could be our child. See, that's how I look at stories. And that's why I choose and I talk about what I talk about. It's always a reason. My number one goal up here is to keep our children safe and bring awareness and keep women safe and keep us safe in general and bring awareness to stories that impact that desire. So when I brought Young Scooter, and a lot of people didn't know, I hope this is a lesson that on the Flow Show No Filter, if I bring a story, just because you don't know who the person is or don't know, just go ahead and tap in. Because if you let a few days go past or even a week or two, you're going to see the whole fucking world talking about it. I've been doing that since TikTok. So the ones who've been riding with me for 2 years, they already know. When I bring a story, if I'm talking about Joe Piscopo, somebody ain't never heard of they going to tap in because they going to say, if Flo talking about it, this story is important. And so let's just let the Young Scooter situation be another example. Hey, just because you don't know the person don't mean the story ain't valid or don't mean the story ain't important. And this is a case of that because this is about to go forward. This is far from over because you got rappers with millions and millions and millions of followers saying that they have proof from a medical examiner that the police shot and killed Scooter. Then you have Atlanta Police Department on the other end saying the medical examiner that they use saying that he broke his leg hopping a fence and bled out. Now, in context, I will say the son said his dad been hopping fences all his life. They always hop fences together. He said ain't no way in fuck his dad broke his leg or fell or did anything fooling with a fence. Now, this is just what the son said. I don't know, but it's just like me and my son. We know each other. My old ass just hopped a fence. I don't know if I told y'all that story. I came back, live in a gated area, gated community type of thing. So came back late night. It was about 3 a.m. and the gate thing wouldn't open. And only choice I had was to hop the fence, my old ass. Now, it's about a 15-foot fence. And I hopped that motherfucker. But my heel has been hurting for about 4 months now behind that. It's like a little pain. It ain't there. It just ain't going nowhere. You know how it is when you get old. But the point is, if my old ass can still hop fences, I'm not saying it didn't happen. It just sounds far-fetched. So, like I said, we're waiting for the evidence to come out, and we'll evaluate it from there. But I'm telling y'all have not heard the last of this young Scooter situation. If you didn't know who young Scooter was before, damn it, you know who he is now. And wait till this story progresses. And before we get out of here, I almost got out of here without thanking my subscribers. What the hell? My bad, y'all. Because without the subscribers, ain't no show. And as a matter of fact, we need more people to subscribe, and we losing a little momentum. We got to keep the lights on here at the Flow Show No Filter. We need more people subscribing, or I'm going to have to start coming in here talking about the Cleveland Browns. And because the Cleveland Browns, they'll pay, you know, those sponsors that just want you to talk about bubblegum stuff, they pay big money. I don't want to go that route. I want to continue to be bringing truth and cussing motherfuckers out when they need it. And in order to do that, I'm going to need more subscribers. I'm just being straight honest with y'all. We done lost some momentum, but thankful for this subscriber because she is holding the whole episode down by herself. So let me shout her out. Melanie Fuller. Come on down. This episode was brought to you by Melanie Fuller with a $6 donation on a subscription. I need more people to get like Melanie because we got a whole lot of people watching this podcast, whole lot more people watching it that I know can dig in that piggy bank. The subscriptions are only $3. This is the people's podcast. You're not going to find a platform like this. I've been of the people, for the people from the beginning of my content journey. You can go back to my early TikTok days. I'm always going to represent for y'all. Man, I'm going to need y'all to represent for me and start hitting that subscription button. It's in the subscription. It's in the description. If you're listening to this or watching it, it's in the description of the video. Go to the Buzzsprout, subscribe. Keep the lights on at the Flow Show No Filter. I appreciate it. But the woman of the hour right now is Melanie Fuller. I need everybody in the chat to thank Melanie Fuller for subbing because she held it down. Because I ain't gonna lie, if Melanie didn't come through, I was about to be like, hold on, y'all. Somebody better start subscribing for y'all click that podcast and I'm on there talking about who the Browns about to pick. And I went to a sports podcast because easier money. And easier to get sponsors. I mean, you know what I mean? But it's all good, though. I'm all joking, but I appreciate everybody out there. Ain't even just about money. If you sharing my content, letting people know about it, I appreciate you greatly. My Facebook family, y'all are the best. I ain't gonna lie. My Facebook family is starting to become my favorite family. So I'm gonna need the rest of y'all to step it up because Facebook they subscribing more. They viewing more. They really hold me down. So shout out to all my Facebook family out there Y'all have came out of nowhere. I wasn't even on Facebook that much before. But y'all Facebook, y'all hold me down so much. I just appreciate y'all, which is why I make sure I post more on there. I make sure my live show is on Facebook every morning. And just want to say I greatly appreciate all of my Facebook people. Shout out to everybody who subscribed, y'all. We need more subscriptions. We getting a little low, but the trial is coming up. Remember, I'm gonna have the exclusive I'll be in the courtroom with Diddy, and I have a correspondent who will be live on the scene for every day of the Diddy trial, and will be giving us first-hand account of what the hell is going on. That will only be for my subscribers. All of that type of content will be behind my subscription wall, and on my regular podcast, I'll just be talking what's going on with the Diddy trial. But if you want the inside scoop, if you want insider information, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Everybody out there, much love. Breakfast crew, everybody out there. If you want to join us, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, you can come watch me live visually, or you can continue to listen to it as we are a top Apple and Spotify podcast. So everybody out there that's making that happen, I appreciate y'all. Tour coming soon. Got more dates added. I've seen a lot of people hitting me up from St. Louis. So St. Louis, I'm coming to you. And if any other cities out there besides St. Louis, Charlotte, Chicago, Las Vegas, and Detroit, Houston also, any cities that I didn't name, y'all need to hit me up in the comments. Join the And I Don't Like It Army on Facebook if you want to get a lot of the information that's going on with the Flow Show, no filter, and everything like that. Other than that, let's get the fuck out of here today. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, but I'm out. Bam. Boom, boom, boom. What's up, y'all? We got about to get Apple and Spotify loaded up. Don't worry, don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Aye, 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 aye. How's everybody feeling out there today? Everybody good? Everybody good? Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Michelle. Hope everybody enjoyed the show today. C Tuck, what up? Cleveland in the building. What we got going on, y'all? Let's get Apple and Spotify together. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Today is the 2nd. All right. Apple and Spotify is loading. Let me see what y'all got going on in the chat. What's going on? Yes, yes, yes. We got a lot going on, man. I can't believe it, y'all. They done arrested her. I hope I ain't get her arrested. I bet you I got her arrested. What's up, Diamond? Thanks, Lauren. C Tuck. See Tuck in the building, Jennifer. Yeah, you got a lot to catch up on. You got a lot to catch up on, Felix. Thanks, Felix. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, that live stream was on everybody's page, everybody blog, everybody. Yeah, everybody. That was everywhere yesterday. That was on everybody's blog, every YouTube. Everybody was had that live stream recording. Where is? Yeah, I'm with you. That Diddy story sounds iffy. I can't lie. That one sounds iffy. It don't even make no. It's nothing to it. Like, yeah, my name gonna be definitely in her paperwork. Yeah, hey, look, I knew. I told y'all that's why I had to get out of Atlanta though. Too many people know me in Atlanta, and they be bothering me. Yeah, that's crazy to make a false report, and now this brother is gone, man. Do you know how his family feel? That's foul. Now, Dreamer, what up? Yeah, they it's more coming out. Yeah, hey, that's a good yeah, Mini Me, you did say that a long time ago. Give Mini Me her credit. Get Mini Me said a while ago that she believed that Diddy is paying people to muddy the waters, and I think Mini Me might have a point. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it, Lauren. I feel like the Diddy story, I feel like he really was there and he might have had a penis on his head. But and some of those statements might have happened, but I'm having a hard time seeing that something was done on purpose to him, like non-consensual. It just don't make no sense. And see, I would never, it's hard to relate because I would never dress up as a penis. So I don't even understand how you got yourself in that predicament. I didn't even know they had penis costumes. Did y'all know they had? Did y'all know you could dress up as a penis? I didn't even know that. That's how you know the Diddy world is a whole different world. What's up, Dan? Like, where do you get the penis costume from? Oh wow, I never knew. See, I guess that's why I was able to be in the industry and survive without having no crazy stories about me because I ain't in that world. I ain't in the world where people dress up in penis outfits. Thank God I ain't in that world. Yeah, I had no clue. Good. See, that's why I'm glad because see, if I was in that world, I wouldn't be able to talk about it because they'd be bringing up old parties I was at. Y'all know I was around them in them days, but I wasn't into the freaky, crazy penis costume world. We just wore regular costumes. You know, we dressed up like Spider-Man and Batman. Speaking of Batman, what's his name? Val Kilmer. Prayers to Val Kilmer. Batman. Batman passed away, y'all. Yeah, we used to just dress up like we we wear costumes like uh devils and Superman and stuff like that. Yeah, Val Kilmer died of pneumonia. So if you didn't know that, y'all, rest in peace. Val Kilmer died of pneumonia. Val Kilmer, y'all. Prayers to Val Kilmer and his family. It was messed up. Definitely something crazy to that. My huckleberry. Amy said her huckleberry. Yeah, they say he had throat cancer before, and they say that throat cancer really weakened his immune system. They say he had throat cancer before, and they say that throat cancer really weakened his immune system and may have caused this. Yeah, can't nobody beat Michael Keaton. Ain't nobody better Batman than Michael Keaton, but Kilmer was good too. I never saw the movie Tombstone, but I've always my uncles always talked about it was a good movie. I never saw Tombstone, but my uncles used to always say it was a good ass movie. So it's like one of those classics that I never saw. Damn, Top Gun. I didn't know he was in Top Gun. I didn't realize I forgot he was at Top Gun. Monique, hey Monique. Monique said all these, and I think Monique, I don't know if I ever seen Monique in here. So say hello. Say hello to Monique. I think she a first time chatter. How you doing, Monique? All these actors and actresses are passing of pneumonia. It's very alarming. Yeah, I see a lot of people are tripping about that. I see a lot of people are like side-eyeing the ammonia, like, did he really die from ammonia? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Let's see. Did anything else come down the pipeline? What we got going on while we waiting on this to upload? Iceman. Yeah, Val Kilmer. Man, this don't look nothing. Damn, you can't see it. But the mug shot from the lady who did the 911 call, it don't look nothing like the Instagram person. I don't know if y'all seen the mug shot. I wish I could. I'm gonna learn how to put pictures up here for y'all because I'll be wanting to show y'all like this mug shot is like looks like a totally different person. But I guess no, that is her though. Wow, y'all makeup is crazy. If y'all see the girl's mug shot versus her Instagram page, it don't even look the same at all. It looks like two different people. I mean, like, oh my God, it looked crazy. Yeah, she definitely got issues. She definitely has issues. Be careful online about fake jobs. Hey, y'all, Mini Me said be careful online about fake jobs. Yeah, like Kobe said, y'all remember glamour shots? Remember back in the day, glamour shots made you look like a celebrity. That's what they look. That's what they got now. Trying to work that glamour shots, huh? Breaking news according to Mini Me. Last U.S. soldier found dead after Lithuania training accident. 3 others identified. That's that Olin Mills effect. Yeah, Zelle app shut down yesterday. What's going on with Zelle, y'all? Hey, they gonna have to start adding some filters on these people mug shots. Hey, y'all, they gonna have to start hiring glamour shots to start doing people's mug shots, so we ain't alarmed. Cause I was alarmed. I'm like, my conspiracy ass. I'm like, is that 2 different women? That ain't the same woman from Instagram. Like, they need to add some filters on these mug shots. It's 2025. We can't be doing these mug shots. We can't be doing these 1980 mug shots no more. You scaring folk. Had me thinking it was another conspiracy coming. Like, is this 2 different women? Is that the same woman that was on the call? Because this mug shot looked like a whole nother person. Was she cloned? Oh, go for Demetria Spence. Demetria Spence. Yeah, Demetria Spence, Jennifer. Completely different person. I can't do that. I gotta look exactly the way I look on here is how the fuck I look in person. I would never want to look like a whole nother person. That's crazy. I know people be seeing her in person like, man, what the hell? Lauren said she saw a TikTok of a video who looked so pretty and she leaned off camera so half her face was still in the frame and the filter turned off and yikes, the filter was fighting for its life. I'm telling y'all, these filters then just got out of hand. You need to be, we might have to start holding people accountable. I'm about to start holding these people with these filters accountable. Penises, police, and lies. Oh man, hey, they say sometimes they give me titles. It said penises and police. Hey y'all, hey look, I got something to tell y'all. Give me 1 second. Penises and policies. Penises and police. Hey y'all, what does it say? Penis, police, and lies. Another. So check it out, y'all. Apple and Spotify is loaded. So after my show, my little AI system gives me suggestions for a title for the podcast for that episode. And one of the suggestions for this episode was penises and police. Now, why would I put my title for my podcast as penises and police? Unpacking on a win, some shit. Penises and police. Police and penises. AI be tripping sometimes. That's why, hey, look, we can't have everything. Y'all, hey, look, this world gonna get crazy if they get too crazy with the AI shit, because AI be tripping. How did the Wendy Williams protest go? Anybody know? Mona, you gone? Yeah, it's catchy, but I ain't putting that as my damn. I ain't putting that as my title. I put no damn police and penises. People like, what the hell flow on? But yeah, y'all. Did anybody hear anything about that? All right, later, Mona up out of here. Did anybody hear about the Wendy Williams protest? Did they go well? Did they or not? Did they cancel it? I didn't hear much about it. So let's get into this, y'all. Wendy Williams, how you doing? Fans rally for her freedom. Wendy Williams definitely isn't alone in her fight to break free from her legal guardianship. A whole crew of Free Wendy supporters pulled up outside her assisted living facility to rally behind her. Among the crowd was Suzanne Bass, Wendy's former talk show producer, who told TMZ she had just talked to Wendy, and yep, she was in great spirits. Also, that was much was clear as Wendy Williams waved to her fans, even though it was cold and tough outside. So I guess it went well. I'm going with the. We're gonna go on and Suzanne was absolutely thrilled to see her friend in good spirits, both physically and emotionally. So I guess it was a good turnout. This Wendy Williams situation is getting crazy. Don't put me in the middle. Hey y'all, I don't like when people put me in the middle of stuff. Don't put me in the middle of stuff. Don't put me in the middle of stuff. Don't y'all hate when people put you in the middle of stuff? D. Don't y'all hate when people put you in the middle of stuff? Don't put me in the middle of stuff. Somebody trying to put me in the middle of something right now. And I don't like it. Oh no, it ain't a bad person. It's somebody that I'm cool with. They just don't need to be putting me in the middle of stuff. Don't be telling me stuff I don't want to know. Yeah, I ain't tripping. You see how I put the phone down. I don't be tripping. I don't be tripping at all. But yeah, so Wendy Williams, let's see what else before we get out of here. Anything to touch on? Everybody talking about this lady being arrested on 911. Oh, did y'all see this? Jeffrey Epstein victim, Virginia, was charged with breaching restraining order days before crash. What is going on with this Epstein victim? That's something I've been seeing. Like, I ain't really seeing people touch on it. But I'm just curious of what the hell it's all about. So let me see this. Let me see this. It's Virginia Epstein victim. Nobody really been talking about it. So it says Epstein accuser. This is from KPVI. It says Epstein accuser Virginia, whatever, I can't pronounce the last name, is stable after her car crash. Virginia, who accused disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein of sexual abuse, is in stable condition after a reported car crash in Australia. She is now stable and being treated. She says she's gone into kidney failure. They've given me 4 days to live, transferring me to a hospital. She thought she had posted that on her private Facebook, but she posted that for everybody to see. So I don't know what the hell going on with that. I just thought that's a weird case going on. Oh, okay. So it is something crazy going on, huh? Okay, so I need to look into this. I figured it might be something I need to look into. So Michelle is saying that Prince Andrew was the first one to say that she got her karma. Yet he was in another country. How you know so fast? Yeah, something is weird about this. I'm gonna have to look into it. Okay, and so Nadrima is saying like 3 or 4 accusers have been unalived. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into what's going on with this Epstein. I'm gonna have to see what's going on with this Epstein, all these Epstein accusers, because I haven't dove into this story, but it's one of those stories that when I saw it popping up on my timeline, I'm like, something seemed weird about this. So they also said that Prince Andrew repeatedly denied her allegations that he sexually assaulted her when she was 17, and then to avoid a trial, he paid a multi-million-dollar settlement. Yeah, oh man, that was hey, look, the Princess Diana car accident rocked me. I was so hurt by that. I remember when it happened. I remember when it happened. I remember where I was when that happened. I was in Maple Heights at my dad's house when Princess Diana died in that car crash. And I remember what room I was in. I was in my dad's house. I was in the back room. I was watching TV, and then it comes across the screen. Princess Diana died in a car accident. I couldn't believe it. It sounds like it's a lot going on with this Andrew and Princess Diana and all that. Seems like it's a lot going on, y'all. Might have to dive into it. So according to Lauren, everyone knows that King Andrew is a weird ass motherfucker. I'm gonna have to look into this, y'all. See? Hey, look, it's one of those things like a lot of people remember where they were when that happened. Yeah, I remember Lauren say she remember when she died. She said she remember watching the news in her mom's bedroom. Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things like if you was tapped into her before this happened, and when I say her, I'm talking about Princess Diana. If you was tapped into her before this happened, you would know where the hell you was. I was in my dad's house. I was in the back room. I was in the back room watching TV, and it came across. I was like, "Holy shit!" Now, dreamers say all of them weird. Now, dreamers say all of them weird. What else we got going on? Man, They say, hey, what y'all think about? They say Trump gonna do a third. Trump going for a third term. Y'all think that can happen? Prince Diana. So they thinking this Epstein accuser, they trying to end her life. I don't know. This is crazy. I'm gonna have to look into this one, y'all. I'm gonna look into this Prince Diana and all this stuff. Michelle says she think Trump gonna succeed in doing a third term. That would be crazy. I remember growing up in school and what that been in social studies, thinking social studies or whatever class that was. We always learned that the president could only serve 2 terms. It looked like now that might be changing. Yeah, a lot of people think he getting away. Yeah, a lot of people believe it's gonna happen. That's why I asked y'all because it's starting to seem like it might be a chance. Shauna says, Sloan Bella said Trump was gonna be the longest standing president. Looked like I don't know, look like she might be right. I don't know. That'd be wild, especially thinking all my life that you had to be all my life I thought that you could only serve 2 terms. And I got an A on that test. Yeah, I know that. I know he pushing to change the law. I understand what's going on. The law been 2 terms my whole life. He trying to get it changed so he can do a third term. Oh, hey, look, I crushed social studies. I crushed social studies and all those government, all those classes. I crushed that shit in school. I know all about all of that. The House of Representatives, the branches, the Senate. We had to learn all that shit in Shaker. I'm saying that's another reason Shaker was better than college. Like I went to college and I learned way more in Shaker High School and Shaker Middle School than I learned anywhere else. You had to know that shit. Like presidents and the Congress and how the whole government worked, you had to know that shit backwards and forwards, or you wasn't graduating. You couldn't fail those classes in Shaker, you wasn't gonna graduate, Shauna. You ain't had that choice. You couldn't be just talking about I failed it. Your ass would be no diploma or no high school diploma. I see Monique says something I want to capture. Monique, what did you say? I just missed it. I crushed that shit. Oh, look at Jennifer was valedictorian with the college on an academic scholarship. You wouldn't know it by talking to me today. So shout out to the valedictorian Jennifer, y'all. She was summa cum laude. Hey, look, my family so much didn't know about school. Some of my uncles didn't know who they was at. They was at one of our smart people in my family that get all the awards. You know, you got those real smart people that got all the school awards. Every time it was an award, they got it. So we had my cousin named Lenore. She like I would probably say definitely probably the smartest college student or smartest student in our family. And all my hood family was at her ceremony, and they kept hearing magna cum laude. And my uncle said, "Hey, whoever magna cum laude is, they getting all the awards." we was like, that's not a person. Cum laude is not a person. So shout out to all the brainiacs out there. I was the type of student that I learned everything I needed to learn, and I did pretty good in school, but I didn't do any homework at all. I didn't do any of the summer reading. Did y'all? I don't know if y'all had to do summer reading in y'all school, but we had to. I think everybody did, but we had to do summer reading. I never read one summer reading book through my whole school career, and we were supposed to read a book from kindergarten all the way up till you graduated in the 12th grade. You were supposed to read a book over the summer, and you were supposed to do a report on it. I don't know how I survived getting through school without reading one summer reading book. Every time I would come back for school, it was like I always forgot about summer reading. And then they would be like, soon as first day of school, they'd be like, all right, today we having a test on your summer reading. You were supposed to read To Kill a Mockingbird. You were supposed to read To Kill a Mockingbird. And I'll be like, oh shit, I ain't do the summer reading. And I did that shit 12 years straight. Every year it was like I forgot about the summer reading. But I was always cool with smart people who did do the summer reading. So I was kind of good at cutting my eyes and seeing what they put on their paper. Yeah, the free pizza. And I used to get the free. Hey, listen, I was so cold, Lauren. I used to get the free pizza too. I think I don't know how I used to finesse it. But yes, Lauren, I did. I used to still get the pizza. I didn't do the reading. But somehow, I don't know if you used to have to used to get your tickets punched. Somehow, I got around the loophole and was able to get the Pizza Hut pizza without reading. I don't know how I did it, but I don't know if y'all know pizza is like my favorite thing ever. And it's been like that my whole life. I would do whatever it takes to get to a piece of pizza. I chew through bone marrow to get to some pizza. And I used to get that pizza all the time and then read one book. Yeah, that's good. And they look, I always envy. I don't want to say envy, because I didn't really envy y'all, but I always gave props to people who loved to read and read a lot of different books. I only like reading shit that was important to me. If it wasn't nothing directly important to me that I was into, I wouldn't read. But if it was like something that I was into, I read forever. But people who could just pick up any book and just read, my hat goes off to y'all. Go ahead, Nadreema. Hey, look, Nadreema said she was a huge weed head, still am. She graduated, she was pregnant, came across the stage with a blunt in her hand and her baby in her other hand and said, I did that. Go ahead, Nadreema. Tap it up on Nadreema. Hey, look, that's why, that make you a better person as an adult, because you've been adulting since you was a kid. I tell you, man, responsibility when you are young really helps you when you get older. Yeah, the NFL changing the rules. I saw that. One of the rules is both people get to have the ball. Both people get to have the ball in overtime. And you were 17, Nadreema. Nadreema, you sound like my mama. My mama was young. I told you, my mom had me. Listen, my mom was so didn't want me to always didn't really want to focus on the fact that she had me when she was so young. All my life, she used to tell me that she was 19 or something. until I got older and I started doing the math. And I was like, Mom, you was 18. My mom didn't want to tell me she was 18. My mom ain't want to tell me she was 18 when she was pregnant with me. My whole life. It took till I got older and I like did the math and I was like, Mom, you wasn't 19, you was 18. I was like, Mom's something else. She just wanted to be 19. My mom wanted to be 19. She didn't want to be 18. Oh, that's what's up, Shauna. Shout out to it. That was, yeah. Hey, I'm with you, Shauna. I didn't hit my first blunt till I was in college. I didn't hit my first blunt until I was in college. Yep, you know I reported on that, Michelle. They seeking the death penalty on Luigi. I reported that on the. Then I put that. I talked about that on the podcast too, but I did report it on social media. But yeah, hey, look, everybody. One thing about all the women who had kids young, they normally grew up to be mature women with their shit together as they got older. That's one thing I can say. My mom was young. She was 18. 19 if you ask her. Go ahead now, Dreamer. You did your thing. For real. I ain't even playing. To be able to have a kid at that young, walk across the stage, and then go on to be doing your thing in life and raising your children, hey, you get a pat on the back from me for sure. Go ahead, Diamond. Physics. Yeah, I was all my subjects, my favorite subjects was math and science. Those were my favorite subjects. I was a math nerd. Math was the one that I was always the top of the class in. The rest of them, I was good. But math, every time I was in a math class, if it was somebody in that class better than me, then I would just buckle down and go hard. Like math was something I always felt like nobody should be better than me at math. Nobody. I used to read books. I was like 7, 8 years old. I was reading books about math and studying numbers. And by the time I got to high school, I didn't even need a calculator. I never really used a calculator in my life. Straight facts. I went to Shaker. It was mandatory that you had to use. Y'all remember them big calculators that came out and back in the day, and they was like $120 or $100. I forgot what they were called, but they were these big calculators that came out back in the day when we was in school. It was mandatory to have that calculator in math class at Shaker. Yeah, it was mandatory to have that calculator. Now I told y'all we ain't had no bunch of money coming up. So it wasn't no way in fuck I was gonna be able to get no $100 and something calculator. It just was never going to happen. And it was 100% mandatory. Do y'all know I'm probably the only Shaker student ever to graduate from Shaker, honors math and everything, and I never had a calculator. I never had a calculator, and I never had the $100-something mandatory calculator that everybody was supposed to have, especially when you were in honors math. But all that shit made me better because it always made me realize in my mind I could beat my competition with less. I could do more than anybody. That's always been my who I am. I always believe in my heart I don't need as much as the next person to whoop their ass in whatever we doing. And so it started back growing up, but having less, but not being able to use that as an excuse. My mama, my uncles, my everything. My granny used to tell me, I said, Granny, I'm the only person in math class without a calculator. And she said, and you're gonna be the smartest person in that math class. See, we wasn't raised, you couldn't use excuses in my family ever. Nobody wanted to hear them. I go to my granny, I say, Granny, I'm the only one in math class that don't have a calculator. It costs $100-something, and I'm the only one that don't got one. Granny looked me dead in my eyes and said, and you're gonna be the smartest one in that math class. And damn if I wasn't. You wasn't even supposed to be able to pass. They weren't even supposed to pass you if you didn't have that calculator. But my math teacher knew I was the best one in math and knew that I came from a family I couldn't afford that calculator. So he let me go through all my years of high school math without that calculator. So, shit like that. I'm even telling that story to tell you that stuff that we go through, if you have the right mindset, it don't do nothing but make you better. So if you fast forward if you go back to the kid who didn't have the right calculator, but whooped everybody ass in math, that made me to the person I am today, where I don't even have to get dressed. I don't even have to put a shirt on, and I can destroy a lot of these content creators. I don't use a bunch of technology. I don't use a bunch of smoke and mirrors, because I've always been born and raised with the belief is I don't need half of what they need to do double of what they do. I've been doing it my whole life. Been doing it my whole life. Listen to this. Hey y'all, we got a troll before we come out of here. Y'all know I'm the most unbothered. Like, I love the trolls because the trolls announce that you have arrived. Like, you ain't doing nothing until you got trolls. So everybody say hi to Willie Hendricks that says he a fraud. He a fraud. He make up false Diddy reels to gain views. Isn't this a charming young man here? He said he a fraud. He make up fake Diddy reels to gain views. What are you talking about, man? Hey, look, they said Stevie J is Willie Hendricks. Hey, Stevie J. Well, all right. But was the baby oil real? He a fraud. He make up fake Diddy reels to gain views. Hey, Willie, you gonna come troll? You gotta at least get good at trolling. I like trolls. Your statement don't even make me want to troll you. All I have to do is keep reading it, and that's enough. Hey, he a fraud. He make up false Diddy reels to gain views. Did you use autocorrect to make sure you spell fraud right? I'm sure you did, Willie. Willie, don't be trying to type all these big words because you got autocorrect. You know you don't know what those words mean. You know you don't know what those words mean, Willie. Now stop it. Because if you knew what those words meant, you would have a is. It would say he is a fraud. He makes up. It would be make with apostrophe S, makes up false Diddy reels to gain views. But since you don't know quite how to form your shit, autocorrect can spell, but the thing about autocorrect, it won't add words. So you may look like you know how to spell these words, but then we look at the words that's missing, and it's like, oh, Willie don't got them all. So we're going to just leave Willie alone. Because Willie, anybody that don't put an is and just say, he a fraud, sounded like caveman days. I ain't got no. Bro, hey, look. Hey, Willie. Willie says, bro, you couldn't even get a false story right. So, Willie, if that's the case, why you following me around, Willie? See, to follow me around but tell me what I ain't doing, all it says to me is you are a huge fan and you don't know how to express yourself. Willie is a huge fan. He watches all my stuff. This is why he knows all the stuff that I do in my stories. He done came all the way into my StreamYard app. I appreciate you, Willie. You're just a fan and confused. You're just a confused fan. It's okay. It happens. I ain't bothering nobody, Willie. You right, Willie. I couldn't even get a false story right. How old are you, Willie? I mean Stevie. I mean Willie. Hey, yeah, I gotta put my shoulders away, y'all. Hey, y'all, I gotta put my shoulders away for Stevie. I mean Willie. But hey, Willie, but you know the funny thing about it, Willie? You hate it, but you really can't do nothing about it but follow me around. See, that's the thing about it, Willie. You can't do nothing about it. And you love it. So you just keep following around, saying hateful stuff. Ain't nobody, you ain't doing nothing. I got 30 Diddy videos dropping today, Willie. Then what? Go look at his page, y'all. All I do is make up false shit about black men. That's all I do. Hey, y'all, Willie need a hug. I mean, Stevie J. I mean, Lil Mohawk Diddy. Willie likes what he sees, don't he? Willie ain't going nowhere, y'all. Hey, look, Willie ain't going nowhere. He can type as much as he don't like, but we know one thing: Willie ain't stopped looking at his screen. Willie like what he sees, like you say, Shauna. That's the part he leaving out. Hey, Willie love me. He could be anywhere on this earth, but he right here with us. He ain't going nowhere. See, Willie, you gotta go troll them guys. You gotta go troll them guys that wasn't raised up on love, man. I was raised with real love for people, real family. I don't get shaken by nothing no strangers say. I love it. I enjoy it. I actually feel sorry for y'all. So that's why I like talk to the trolls, because really what they saying is ain't nobody talking to me, so they crying out for attention. So I try to give them the attention that they looking for. It don't bother me one bit. When you raise your child with love, they don't give a shit with no outside world saying. I'm gonna tell y'all that firsthand. Hey, let's shout him out. Let's go to him. Follow his podcast, y'all. Trippy with Trick every Friday. And y'all some dumb fucks, and I'm not trolling, I'm just don't fuck with lames like you, but yes, you are. Because guess what, Willie? I don't have a clue what your podcast is, Willie. You following me around, bro. I wouldn't know your podcast if it hit me in the face. But go ahead up, man. Do your thing, man. Because I got 30 more Diddy videos dropping today. And I got another 2 hours of talking about Diddy and anybody else I want to talk about. And guess what? You'll be tuning right in like everybody else. So, Willie, it's good to know you always. Of course. Willie, that's all he wanted. Hey, look, y'all, that's why I don't get mad at the Flow Show. The trolls love me too. That's why I blow up. Do y'all know the reason why I blew up is because not only do my supporters love me, but my trolls actually love me. If you go back to my TikTok days, Trolls will follow me forever because I don't get hot-headed, and I'll give them a shout out because I don't take none of this personal. You think I care what a stranger saying about what I'm doing? Come on now, I was raised with good parents and good family and good values. There's not no stranger that's going to come typing on the keyboard and get any rise out of me. You're a stranger. I'm happy that you're on my show and observing what I do. It's kind of like a boxer. I don't care if you're rooting for me. I don't care if you booing me. All I know is y'all all got a ticket to watch me do what I do. That's all that matters. What Willie or anybody else think about y'all, it don't matter, y'all. It go back to that old saying, what you eat don't make me shit. Yeah, look at Jennifer. Jennifer said, Willie desperately seeking attention. Damn ass liquor. Hey, look. How real am I? I'm the only podcaster, YouTube, whatever, that a troll could come on here, call me lame, call me this, call me that. And I'm so unbothered. I shout out his damn no name ass podcast to give him some shine. That's how unbothered I am. I shouted his podcast out. Go check it out. You ain't gonna get no rise out of me, baby. I got a great community, so much love. We all love each other. You think I'm gonna care about some random person coming on here talking about you do false Diddy, you do false Diddy stories. He do. I don't know what you're talking about, but I love you, and I hope your podcast does extremely well. Although I don't think it will, just judging from the stuff that you typed in the chat, it don't make nobody want to tune in to that podcast, bro. I'm just being honest with you. It don't gravitate. It don't pull. Like how Willie, how you was forced to come to my podcast, even though you hate it. You hate what I'm doing, allegedly, but you still here. That's because my podcast has that it factor. And Willie, your podcast don't have the it factor because you too busy trying to be Mr. Tough Guy. Mr. Tough Guy went out when we was in elementary school, bro. See, when we was in elementary school, it was all about being the toughest person who could say the toughest shit. But once we got grown and we matured, now it's about, are you interesting? Are you creative? Are you attracting people, or are you repelling people? And the way you talk is very repulsive. That's not a good recipe for a podcast. A podcast is about building a community. So if you come in with a hating mentality, you're going to attract a hating community, and they're going to turn around and hate you the same way you hate people for no reason. So just some advice. I've only been in the podcast game 4 months, and my podcast is already top 5% of all podcasts that ever made. And that's including your podcast, Willie. So my podcast is in the top 5% in 4 months, and I'm just giving you some advice that might help you, get a podcast that actually could get some traction. So Willie, I hope that helps. Stevie J or whoever you are. Maybe somebody will tune in to your podcast. I doubt it. I'm not going to tune in. Absolutely not. I already can tell from your message that I wouldn't be able to get past the first 3 minutes of your podcast. But that's not to say somebody else won't, which is why I went ahead and posted it. But this is the Flow Show No Filter. So as much as I help you, I'm also going to tell you that I believe your podcast is trash and I wouldn't ever go to it just based off the way you write. I don't care what you said. I'm just breaking down your sentence structure, and it's not something I would want to listen to. I can just read it. I can imagine what it sounds like in person. So go ahead, Willie. Willie gonna learn. I think he learned. I'm not the one to troll because I don't have to get funky and nasty. I could just hit you with the no filter truth, and them trolls gonna get the hell off of my page quick. So I appreciate y'all. Willie, better luck next time. You probably need to you in over your skis when it come to me. I entertain folks all day long, and I'm good at it, and I'm top 3% total if you add in all my social medias, and I don't even give a fuck about all that. I come in this bitch with no shirt on, with the same bandana, and just talk truth, and they love it, and I love it. So we're gonna continue to do what we doing. I love everybody in here. Willie found out that hey, look, you come trolling me after I get done with you, gonna go sit on somebody's couch. I ain't the one to mess with, because I don't gotta get nasty and fly. I can just hit you with straight, direct truth that will make you say, let me get the fuck out of this live and let me go sit on somebody's couch and never fuck with nobody named Flo again. As I love y'all, and let's get to my mouths in the comments. Oh yeah, and look, and as cold as I am, I got a goon squad. Jennifer, Michelle, Mini-Me, Shauna, Lauren. They got my goon squad is ridiculous, and they don't even have to do it sometimes, because if I get a hold of you, I'm gonna kill you with some straight, no filter truth. Most people can't handle it. As you can see, Willie got the hell out of here. And so let that be a lesson to anybody else out there that's trolling. Be careful who you pick to troll. If it's a person who has risen to the top of the podcast world without even putting a shirt on, you might not want to fuck with him. I'm out. I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, that's all he wanted. He wanted some clout, but he gone. I love y'all. I love what y'all do. No, keep doing what y'all do. I'm just saying, they dealing with Flo and a goon squad. I wouldn't even want to troll me. I wouldn't want to troll me. I wouldn't want the goon squad on my ass, and I wouldn't want Flo telling me my truth straight to my face for the whole world to hear it, because y'all know how I go in. I'm out. Much love to y'all. See y'all tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love. Love y'all. I'm out.